Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Tsongkhong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dupten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today, Vajra Sattva, Vajra Heart. Sumo, Tanzan Katso, Dutan City. All Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma tutors, directors of temples and cultivation venues, all disciples present here and over the internet. Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do? First of all, I would like to tell you when I was performing the mudras, there was Usnisha Vijaya appearing. And she said, someone went to the Usnisha Vijaya stupa and prayed to her. And she said, go home and chant Usnisha mantra for 10,000 times and your wishes will be fulfilled. Who went to the Usnisha Vijaya pagoda or stupa today? Anyone? Several of you. How many of you were there? Today. Who went to the Usnisha Vijaya stupa and you made a wish? That if you chant Usnisha Vijaya mantra 10,000 times, your wishes will be fulfilled. Please be seated. That's what Usnisha Vijaya told me when I was performing the mudra transformation. The pagoda is very far. You climb all the way to the stupa. How How long did it take you to go back, to go up and down? Over 20 minutes. It's not bad. 20 minutes. So you made a wish and you climbed to the Usnisha stupa and made a wish, and she told me to tell you that by chanting 10,000 times of her mantra, your wishes will be fulfilled. This is the announcement for next. The ceremony next time is on Sunday, not Saturday. On Sunday, January 22nd, Sunday. That would be the New Year's Day of the lunar calendar. And the main deity will be Maitreya Bodhisattva. Maitreya Bodhisattva ceremony will be held on January 22nd, Sunday, the Chinese New Year Day, which is the birthday of Maitreya Bodhisattva. Therefore, we will have Maitreya Bodhisattva ceremony. Maitreya Bodhisattva, translated as Aito, translated into Chinese as the compassionate Bodhisattva. 慈氏. So Maitreya Bodhisattva is the future Buddha. So the next Buddha with great authority. So the Buddha, the next Buddha in line after Sakyamuni Buddha, that's Maitreya Bodhisattva. So we typically say the Buddha of the past is Dipamkara Buddha, the Buddha of the present is Sakyamuni Buddha, and the Buddha of the future is Maitreya. And the merit of this deity is extremely tremendous. He is, together with Asanga and Vasubandhu, Asanga and Vasubandhu transmitted Yogacara, which was transmitted by Maitreya Bodhisattva, who transmitted Yogacara to Asanga Bodhisattva and Vasubandhu Bodhisattva. So Asanga and Vasubandhu were brothers. And they listened to Maitreya Bodhisattva's Dharma teaching and transmitted the Dharma gate of Yogacara consciousness only. In the future, there would be the 3 meetings of the dragon flower. And they would deliver all sentient beings completely. So on the Chinese New Year, please come and attend Maitreya Bodhisattva's ceremony. And the New Year Day, the lunar New Year Day, is also Maitreya Bodhisattva's birthday. In the Middle Kingdom, Maitreya Bodhisattva had manifested as the monk with the cloth bag. The monk with the cloth bag. When I just got to Seattle, Back then, I was extremely poor. So I cried to Golden Mother. And Maitreya Bodhisattva passed by in the sky and heard my cry. And he stopped and opened the bag, the cloth bag. And in it, there were everything, and they all descended, came down, showered upon me. And they included houses, cars, lands, dragon vests, dharma crowns, everything. Whatever that should exist, exists. And he also told me that you will get whatever you want from now on, from then on. You will get whatever you wish for, whatever you think of. Such a good life. So therefore, Maitreya Bodhisattva can bestow blessings and great fortune upon sentient beings. He's a great Bodhisattva. So please do not miss this ceremony on January 22nd, on the Chinese New Year Day, the Maitreya Bodhisattva ceremony. So this is a deity for enrichment who can bestow great fortune upon all of you. And there's a ceremony in Kaohsiung organized by Tai Temple, and the ceremony will be on one of the 21 Taras, which is the destroyer Tara, which means that all obstructions and obstacles that you encounter now, by attending this ceremony, can be alleviated. So this is at the Tai Lechang Temple. So a Tara that can destroy all adversaries, all hindrances and obstructions. And then we will also transmit the wish-fulfilling youth, as you can see. That statue right there. And he's called Pingala youth, Pingala Kumara, Pingala in Chinese. Pingala Kumara, and the mantra. Pilinga. And his real name is Pingala, Pilinga. So this is wish-fulfilling youth. He's helped me a lot. He's incredible, the wish-fulfilling youth. But I cannot tell you now, because if I do, that it will be a full house at the Taiwan Lechang Temple. Maybe we cannot even house them all. This deity is truly incredible, the wish-fulfilling youth. Actually, the wish-fulfilling youth is the lotus leaf youth. And the wish-fulfilling youth is also called Pingala Kumara. Pingala Kumara. I shouldn't tell you more. Truly incredible. He will fulfill any wish that you ask. I really like this lotus leaf youth, wish fulfilling youth, Pinjala Kumara. Our VIPs today.
Our VIP today is a member of the Nantou County Council, Mr. Jian. Mr. Shen, Taochung Town representatives of all the Taochung people. Confidential Secretary of Taochung Town, Mr. Wang. Secretary of the Mayor of the Taochung Office, Mr. Chiu. Former member of Hualien County Council, Ms. You. Former Secretary of the National Parliamentary Association, Mr. Chen. Former member of the Nantou County Council. The first place of a class, the first place of village leader evaluated by the Ministry of Interior. Vice President of Qingxi Women's Federation, Women's Association, Ms. Liu. Former Ambassador Daniel Liao and his wife, Dama Sister Judy. Former Chief Secretary of former Taiwan government, Mr. Zheng and his wife, Dharma Sister Han, True Buddha School Law Advisors, Ms. Lawyer Lu and Lawyer Huang, True Buddha School Scholars Group and the Medicals Group.
My university same classmate, 朱金水先生及夫人陈哲甲女士。
Wood sculpturer, Mr. Jian. Doctor of Medicine in Neurology from Norway.
My sister, Liu Shengmei女士。
And we are thankful for the benefactors for meal offering at this temple from Baolun chapter, $100,000. And Dharma brother Ling Ming from Malaysia, $100,000. And from Malaysia, Dharma sister Ling Jiaxing, $100,000. And also, Mr. Lan Huabang and the family, $100,000. from Southern Town Office. The my secretary, Mr. Zhu.
Today is the Homa of Vajrasattva. And Vajrasattva in the Middle Kingdom or the Central Plain, we can say that Vajrasattva is the most important deity in Tibetan Tantrayana, Japanese Tantrayana, and in the Central Plains. Master Dukden Tarji gave me a Vajrasattva before and told me that this deity is the founder of Tantric Buddhism, Vajrasattva. And I said, Tantrayana or Tantric Buddhism includes Tibetan Tantrayana, Chinese Tantrayana, Mountain Thai Tantrayana, and Japanese Tantrayana. And the Tibetan Tantrayana is in Tibet. The Tantrayana that spread to Tibet is called Tibetan Tantric Buddhism. And then in the early phase of the Dharma propagation was by Guru Padmasambhava, and the latter period of the Dharma dissemination was by the Venerable Atisha. He went to Tibet to transmit Tantric Buddhist Dharma. And that's the Tibetan Tantrayana. Tantrayana in China, of course, exists too. It came from India during the Tang Dynasty by Subaraksam Simha and Vajrabodhi and Amuga Vajra. They came from India to Tang Dynasty, and that was called the Chinese Tantrayana, Tantrayana of the Middle Kingdom. And what is the Thai Tantrayana? Is Tantrayana of the Mount Tian Thai of China. So the Tantrayana transmitted through Mount Tian Thai of China is called the Thai Tantrayana. And what is the Eastern Tantrayana? That was brought by Kobodaishi during the Tang Dynasty. Went to Xi'an at the Green Dragon Temple. He paid homage to the Venerable Elder Hui Guo. So he held the lineage of the Chinese Tantrayana and then called Eastern Tantrayana when he went back to Japan, and it became Shingon, the Shingon Buddhism. That was Kukai, Kobodaishi. Kukai went to Chang'an and took refuge in the Venerable Elder Hui Guo as his guru and had the lineage of the Chinese Tantrayana and became the Eastern Tantrayana. And he returned to Taiwan, to Japan, and established Shingon Buddhism. Nihon Sensei, wakarimasu ka? Do you understand? He's just nodding his head. That means he understood. But in India, if you nod your head, that means no. In India, when you shake your head to the side, that means yes. And nodding means no. In India, yes is like this.
印度跟这个我们不同，我们点头就是是。库凯就是空海了。
So Kukai
我上日本的时候
means Kukai. So I went to Japan and paid homage to many temples, especially Asakusa. Asakusa, Canon Temple. We all know about Shinjuku, Kyoto, the 33,000 temple with many Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva there. The early capital was Kyoto. There are 3 famous universities in Japan. One is Tokyo University, the number 1. And then Kyoto University is number 2. And the Osaka University is number 3. That's for the universities. And there are many Buddhist universities in Japan. So we can say they have the lineage of Kukai, who was a student then. And in Japan, there was also Thai Tantayana, which is Zuichen, I think Seijo, who returned to Japan. And for the Koya Mountain or Takai, that belongs to the China or Central Tantayana. Takayama, I think it's Takayama. The mantra chanting in Japanese Tantayana is different from Tibetan Tantayana. So all mantras that start with Namo typically belong to Japanese Tantayana, like Namo Samanto Vasala Lan Han. That's Akala's mantra from Japan. Namo Samanto Motanan Vasala Lan Han starts with Namo. And Tibetan Tantayana, Tibetan tantric mantras usually start with Om and ends with Hom. Om Beta Sato Ahom Be, Vajrasattva's mantra. Vajrasattva's mantra is the same for Tibetan Tantayana and Japanese Tantayana. Vajrasattva is highly revered in both. But why do we say Nagarjuna Bodhisattva is also a patriarch of Tantayana? Because in South India, he opened the iron pagoda and personally met Vajrasattva. And Vajrasattva taught him the seals of both the Garbhadhatu and Vajradhatu. So Nagarjuna Bodhisattva personally received transmission from Vajrasattva on the Garbhadhatu and Vajradhatu mandalas. Therefore, Nagarjuna is also a patriarch of Tantrayana. But the founder should be Vajrasattva. It doesn't matter which traditions of Tantrayana, they all highly revere Vajrasattva. So he is a Dharma prince of the 5 Dhyani Buddhas. Vajrasattva is the Dharma prince of the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, like the Vairocana Buddha, Akshoba Buddha, Amitabha Buddha, Ratnasambhava Buddha, and Amoghasiddhi Buddha. In Tantrayana, Vajradhara, which is the first Vajra holder, the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, the 5 Buddhas are the 5 Vajra holders. So altogether 6 of them. The 5 Dhyani Buddhas are 5 Vajra holders, and Vajradhara is Adharma Buddha. Adharma Buddha and then the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, altogether 6 Vajra holders. And Vajrasattva is the 7th Vajra holder. From the Vajra holder down, there would be the 7th Vajra holder, and that would be Grand Master Sijun. And the 8th Vajra holder in the future would be transmitted to all the Dharma masters, and they would be considered the 8th Vajra holders. So this is a kind of lineage. So in Tantrayana, the lineage is like this. Without lineage, it will not be Tantrayana. Lineage is highly emphasized in Tantrayana. Lineage with gurus. First, we need to pay homage to your lineage gurus, like the Venerable monk Liao Ming. He studied the Nyingmapa from Master Nona and transmitted the Dharma of Master Nona to Grandmaster. And Grandmaster is a disciple of the Venerable monk Liao Ming. And Master Sakya Tengkong belonged to the Sakyapa. He had the Sakya temple in Seattle. The Sakya monastery in Seattle was built by Master Sakya Tengkong for the Dakshan Rinpoche. So I received the lineage transmission from Master Sakya Tengkong. Therefore, Grandmaster holds the lineage from Sakyapa, the Sakya tradition. And next, I went to New York in 1980 together with my brother Wang Cao. The two of us went to the residence of the 16th Karmapa in upstate New York. Upstate New York. To receive the Dharma transmission from His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. So the 16th Karmapa is Grandmaster's transmission for the Kagyupa. And I went to Hong Kong and paid homage to Master Dubdan Dorji, who holds lineage from Gelugpa. The Grandmaster holds the lineage from Gelugpa too. So all 4 sects, Nyingmapa, Sakyapa, Kagyupa, and Gelugpa, are all on Grandmasters. And Grandmaster also paid homage to gurus from the Japanese Tantrayana and also Master Pufang. So I also hold the lineage from the Zhongci temple. I had many gurus. Altogether, 27 gurus. About 27. If you read my earlier books, you would know. No matter what, Vajrasattva is the founder of Tantric Buddhism. Master Dubdan Dorji bestowed upon me an image of the founder of Tantric Buddhism and told me, this is the founder of Tantric Buddhism and you need to revere him. He also bestowed upon me an image of Gurukule Buddha Mother, which I still keep in. The image of Vajrasattva is at the Rimbo temple inside an iron box. And the Gurukule Buddha Mother image is at my abode at the Southern Mountain Retreat. They're all lineage tokens from Master Dubdan Dorji. Because Master Dubdan Dorji practiced Gurukule Buddha Mother as his yidam. There are benefits to Vajrasattva. We often chant Vajrasattva's 100 syllable mantras that can eradicate karma. And the short mantra, Om Pecha Sato Ahom Pe. Or Om Pecha Sato Hom is also his short mantra. And we have a broom here. Vajrasattva. Lineage. This is the broom that can eradicate karma that only exists in True Buddha School. Every year on a Chinese New Year's Day, you come to the Lichang Temple and they have purification hall and have the broom sweep on you. With the first sweep, all the afflictions will be lessened. With the second sweep, all the bad lucks of the year will be eliminated. And with the third sweep, the karma is eradicated. Om Pecha Sato Hom. And then you chant Om Pecha Sato Hom. And the blessings from the yidam will come. He is the founder, so he can command all the yidams and all the good fortunes to come. By sweeping away karma, bad lucks and afflictions, your blessings and your yidams will come and bless you. With the first sweep, all afflictions are lessened. With the second sweep, all bad lucks are eradicated. And with the third sweep, karma is eliminated. And the yidam and the good fortune will come to you. It's not easy to sweep on yourself. It has to be swept on the back to eliminate the karma. Actually, you can sweep anywhere, right here, or the head, or the throat, or the back, anywhere. You can sweep anywhere. anywhere, any bodily part, it means to eradicate your karma. It's very good. So you all have this broom, right? Then you can sweep on yourself. Or if you're not sure, you can come to the Leizang temples, and at the purification hall you can have the masters or the reference to sweep it on you. And it's not only on Chinese New Year's Day. On the 1st and 15th of the lunar month, or for emergencies on any day, you can have yourself swept, or you can sweep it on yourself. Have it swept on yourself. If it's a little bit of karma, then you can use the little one, and there's the middling karma, use the middle one, and then there's even a bigger one, a bigger broom. So we rely on Vajrasattva and the 100-syllable mantra. So for anyone to do this, you need to first chant the mantra for 100,000 times. So you need to first chant 100,000 times of the Vajrasattva mantra. And Vajrasattva's image is extremely magnificent and majestic. The Vajrasattva is held at the heart chakra, and the Vajrasattva is held in his left hand, above the left feet or the left leg. So Vajrasattva's image is extremely magnificent, representing Vajrayana or Tantrayana. According to the sutra, Vajrasattva is the most precious great Bodhisattva in Tantrayana. And Vairocana Buddhas in the Vajrayana to enter into all Tathagatas, and from the Samantabhadra Tathagata, born from those. So the most important deity for eradicating karma and can purify all karma. The 100-syllable mantra. And the 100-syllable mantra includes the purity of self, purity of all selves, and purity of everything. It's the highest one in the tantric. By chanting Vajrasattva mantra, you can eradicate all karma. And every time we perform a Dhamma practice, you can chant the 100-syllable mantra, which means if you have any flaws during your Dhamma practice, you can use the 100-syllable mantra to fix it, to repair it. And it would stop bad thoughts from arising and eradicate all afflictions, to destroy the demonic obstructions, and generate, to increase the merit and blessings, and to generate all kinds of merit. The four fundamental meanings of Vajrasattva is the purity of self-nature, the purity of everything. and the vast self-nature and everything. And it's also good to have Vajrasattva as your yidam. Now we'll do the Q&A. A question from Malaysia, Lian Hua Chengming. Home. Homage to the lineage Truth Guru and all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Sadhukas, Dhammapas, Dakinis, and divinities. I would like to ask for advice about my Homa practice, about the talisman character in the prayer of the Homa. About 4 years ago, at the certain Lijiang temple, they had a class that taught us how to practice Homa. After performing the Homa, my heart was filled with joy. So the fellow disciple sitting next to me who assisted with the Homa gave me a Homa fire burner. So I could continue practicing, and thus I did. My questions are, upon receiving the empowerment, can I start practicing the Homa right away? Or do we need to satisfy other requirements before performing Homa? After receiving the empowerment for Homa, then of course you can perform Homa. Homa is the same as fire offering. Second question, because other people give me the Homa fire burner, and I also bought second-hand ones at a good price, so now I have many of them at my house. May I ask other fellow disciples to perform Homa at my house? Actually, it's already happening and everyone feels the joy afterward. Thank you for Grandmaster Lu's advice. I want to benefit everyone. You have so many Homa fire burners, and is it okay for the fellow disciples to perform Homas? As long as they have received the empowerment for Homa, of course, yes. This question is so simple to answer. Once you receive Homa empowerment, then you can perform the Homa and practice it. And it's okay for fellow practitioners to practice at your house because you have many Homa burners. No problem. So, Lian Hua Chengming from Malaysia, do you have any other questions? And then, question by Lian Hua Sifen from Malaysia. Grandmaster, in my Homa practice, I encountered the following contradiction. So let me ask Grandmaster about the talisman characters in the prayers for Homa. One, if the character as part of the talisman is written differently or wrongly from the typical Chinese character so that it became a different character, such as Jinmu becoming Jintan. This is the Chinese character. Will it still work? Or is it the case that as long as the one drawing the talisman and the blessing power of the deities while drawing it is okay, then it will work? So you already gave the answer to your own question. Not Simu, it's Jinmu. And you write it as Jintan because you lack one stroke, just with one dot missing. Mother is with two dots, but with one dot it would be Tan. Jintan, let me ask Mother, because I cannot just answer randomly. Jinmu becomes Simu. So, Golden Mother, please advise when they draw the talisman, they wrote the character Mu for mother wrongly. So is that okay? Oh, you confuse me. You're confusing me. I think this is my understanding of Golden Mother's advice. She meant if it is intentionally done, then that's not allowed. If you intentionally write Jinmu as Jintan, then that's not allowed. But if you do it unintentionally in the prayer, you cannot write Jinmu as Jintan. And you did not know that that's a different character, that one dot has been missing. It's okay. But if you intentionally do it, then that's not allowed. So it depends on your mind or heart. Not allowed if you're negligent and you do it intentionally, because you know the difference between mu and tan, and you cannot also write it as simu. But it was a slip of the tongue. I didn't do it intentionally, so it was okay when I said it earlier. So the answer is clear. You need to pay attention. So talismans, a little bit less or a little bit more would be problematic. The person who draw the talisman, although the blessing is right, but the character is wrong, that's not allowed. 2. Do we need to write the characters correctly in the talisman to be effective? Yes. If you draw it accordingly, because the characters in talisman are a combination of drawings and characters. So if the drawings or the transformations of the characters are correct, then it would be effective. If they are wrong, it will not be effective. So the characters are half characters and half drawings in the talisman. And you need to write them correctly in order to be effective. There's one more question. In Malaysia and Singapore and most countries use the simplified Chinese. But Taiwan, we use the traditional Chinese characters. Actually, the simplified Chinese characters are also characters. And the traditional Chinese characters are also characters. They're interrelated. But in the simplified Chinese, is the dot missing from mu or mother? No. So you need to write it accurately. Oh, it's so hot today, right? It's very hot. Let me me share some jokes. Xiaoming asked Xiaohua, "Who are you lighting incense for?" And Xiaohua replied, "Oh, my ex-girlfriend." And Xiaoming said, "Are you kidding? She's not dead." But when she left, she left me with one statement. What is it? "Just treats me as if I'm dead." A native friend went for an interview for a job, and the boss asked, "What was your past experience?" Oh, this is play of words of Chinese. Yeah, this is in Chinese. 台大历史. It sounds like Taiwan University, but actually it's like I am carrying marbles. There are 2 departments at the Taiwan University that you never know about. This is also play of words of Chinese. Any other jokes? A couple was strolling in the park, and they saw a man and a woman sitting on a bench and kissing passionately. And the wife asked, "Why didn't you do that too?" And the husband replied, "Dear, but I don't know that woman." One time, the smart parrot, when you pull its left leg, would ask, "Have you eaten?" And when you pull his right leg, "Are you free?" And then someone thought, "Well, pull both feet." And the parrot was very angry and said, "Do you have nothing to do with your tummy full?" I remember I've told this parrot's joke that's not like that. One leg, pull one leg, and he would say, "Ni hao." And the right leg, "Hi," and the left leg, "Thank you." And then he pulled both legs, and the parrot said, "Are you trying to kill me or to make me fall?" Okay, now let's talk about the Vimalakirti Sutra. The one with the pure eyes who cultivates like a blue lotus, his pure mind has transcended all meditations. Pure eyes refer to the eyes of Sakyamuni Buddha, who are like a pure, vast blue lotus. The Buddha has Buddha eyes, wisdom eyes, Dharma eyes, divine eyes, and physical eyes. 5 kinds of eyes. That's what pure eyes refer to. And pure mind is that he has experienced all kinds of meditations. And next, since long ago, infinitely accumulating pure karma, you teach nirvana to sentient beings. To you I bow. Since long ago, accumulating pure karma. When did Sakyamuni Buddha accumulate pure karma? In his Jatakas, it was mentioned that for 500 lifetimes, he walked on the Bodhisattva path. He had been Bodhisattvas for 500 lifetimes. And then, finally, in the Saha world, under the Bodhi tree, he attained Buddhahood. And before then, there were 500 lifetimes when he was cultivating Bodhisattvahood. 500 lifetimes. If you read his Jatakas, there was a sutra called the Sutra of the Fundamental Lives or the past lives of Sakyamuni Buddha. Those are the records of Sakyamuni Buddha past lifetimes where he was cultivating Bodhisattvahood. So, since long ago, infinitely accumulating pure karma. So, cultivating Bodhisattvahood infinitely, which is infinite merit. So, Sakyamuni Buddha had infinite merit because in his past lives there were 500 lifetimes where he was a bodhisattva, and he had cultivated and accumulated all the merit of the bodhisattvas, and altogether it's called infinite merit. We all know it was recorded in his Jataka. In the Uke grottos, in the Donghuang grottos, it was sculpted about the past of Sakyamuni Buddha when he was cultivating Bodhisattvahood. We all know he was in the animal realm as an elephant king, as a deer king, and a monkey king, and a peacock king. So each of his lifetimes were recorded, even as the Dawe the king. So kings in the human realms, in the animal realms. So in each lifetime, he had created a lot of merits, in infinite merit. That's why it's called, since long ago, accumulating infinite pure karma. So in his past lifetimes, he had been a bodhisattva for 500 lifetimes and had been accumulating infinite pure karma, and that's infinite merit. When you read the Jatakas, you would know how much infinite merit he has generated. You teach nirvana to guide beings. This nirvana or extinction is most important here. Serenity. This serenity or extinction is the most, or actually serenity is the most important of the three Dharma seals or nirvana. The three Dharma seals. There is no self in everything, and everything is impermanent, and nirvana is extinction. So the nirvana is extinction, and then I bow to you. So I bow my head and raise my palm to the Sositi and homage to the Mahajundi, Great Mother. So bow or bow my head, that means homage. So you pay homage to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. You pay respect to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. That means you bow your head. So this means Sakyamuni Buddha guide all sentient beings to the fruition of nirvana and extinction. Nirvana and extinction is a fruition. Sakyamuni Buddha guides sentient beings to deliver sentient beings to reach the realm of extinction. And therefore, the accumulated treasure bodhisattva, which bodhisattva was it? Accumulated treasure bodhisattva. There's another Buddha. That's called so the accumulated treasure bodhisattva bowed to Sakyamuni Buddha because Sakyamuni Buddha guides sentient beings to nirvana. So the key word here is in nirvana. And because of extinction, there is the fundamental wisdom. Sakyamuni Buddha have spoken on so many sutras, and they are not the ultimate. And the truly ultimate sutra is that nirvana is extinction. That's the truly ultimate sutra. The ultimate sutra. And the Vajra Sutra is the ultimate sutra, and Prajna Sutra is the ultimate sutra, and the Heart Sutra is also the ultimate sutra. But there are many other sutras that's not the ultimate. So guiding sentient beings to the true ultimate realm. So what is this extinction or nirvana? Is everything is very equal and very perfect. That's extinction or serenity. But there's no equality among sentient beings. And look at the 5 fingers. They're not equal. The middle finger is very, very long. So there's no equality among sentient beings. When Grandmaster was born, that was 1945. That was during the Second World War. How could I have any milk then? No milk powder, no formulas. So I just used some gruels, rice gruels plus water. So no milk then in 1945. No baby's formula during the Second World War. And I was born in in a chicken coop at the bank of the Niutou River. Jesus was born in a horse and I was born amidst chicken poops. That's why I'm rather short. I cannot blame it on my parents. That's why I'm wearing high-heeled footwear. But this is the kind of footwear worn by the Taoists. It's called the footwear on climbing on the clouds. So each step is taken deliberately. And because Grandmaster is rather short, so I'm wearing high-heeled footwear to extend my height so that I have some stature. At my highest height, I was 163 centimeter, and now I've become 158 centimeter. I have shrunk, so the spines have been shrinking. If when you're old, you would know it would happen. I heard the TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, is incredible. Can you do acupuncture on me so that I can grow taller, Dr. Liao? Now I want to grow taller. Can you make it happen? Yes. I'm telling you. You amputate the legs and then add some bones to make you taller. Can it be done in Chinese medicine? Which acupressure points can you, by pulling apart the spines, by extending the spines? How many centimeters can you make me grow? Not equal. So it's not fair in the world. That's people would always say about tall and handsome man. They never say short and handsome man. Always tall. Why is it no equality? Can the short people be handsome? There's so many injustices in the world. Man and woman, good and bad, good looking and ugly looking, beautiful ladies and ugly women, fat ones, slim ones, tall ones, short ones. So there's no equality in the world. Too much inequality. That's why Sakyamuni Buddha guided sentient beings to the position of equality. And what is equality? When everything is extinct and perfect, that would be equality. That's why when the Buddha spoke on the Dharma, talk about Nirvana's extinction, and all phenomena is the same. There is no different phenomena. that all sentient beings have Buddha nature and all would return to the Buddha. There's only one extinction because sentient beings are illusory. They only exist amidst illusory due to cause and effect. And cannot leave behind the illusion endlessly. So Buddha Dharma is to let you make use of Buddha Dharma as convenience to leave behind the illusory realm, that you have awakened finally to recognize your own Buddha nature, that you're equal with the Buddhas. And at such moment, there would be a complete equality with no differentiation at all. And that is called the fundamental wisdom. The fundamental wisdom. Once you gain the fundamental wisdom, that would be nirvana. So guiding the sentient beings to reach nirvana, that's the fundamental wisdom of the Tathagata, the ultimate. And when you have attained the fundamental wisdom, then you have become a Buddha, and the perfection of the Buddhahood. So this character should be explained clearly for all of you to know. You can also say, for him to guide beings toward Buddhahood, I bow my head. Because nirvana is Buddha, equal, perfect. That's nirvana. Equality and nirvana. No relativity, only one, the absolute. And that's Buddhahood, and that's nirvana or extinction. I will explain this the next time, because the Buddha has many wisdoms. The wisdom of discernment, which is the Dharma eyes, the wisdom eyes, which is the fundamental wisdom, and then the divine eyes and the physical eyes all together. And when you practice them perfectly, that would result in the Buddha eyes. So this is called guiding sentient beings to nirvana. And you bow your head with respect and join, palms joined. I bow my head and join my palms to the Susiti and homage to Mahajundi. So bowing your head meaning respect and joining your palms. And the next one, I witness your holiness miraculous power. So here, the greatest, the holiness. So already witnessed the greatest holiness through the miraculous transcendent power, manifesting the infinite lands of the 10 directions. What is infinite lands? All the Buddha verses and pure lands in the 10 directions all appeared. Sakyamuni Buddha manifested his transcendent power to show within his parasol north, south, east, west, plus the intermediate directions, and then up and below, there will be 10 directions. So manifesting infinite lands in the 10 directions. So to manifest them all in front of your eyes. So this is spoken in the verse by accumulated treasure Bodhisattva. In the miraculous parasol, the Buddha lens of the 10 directions manifested. Grandmaster only had small transcendent power, so small. Grandmaster is the small holiness, and Sakyamuni Buddha the great holiness. The other day, I manifested one parasol, and just so that it covered the Taiwan Lichang Temple. But Sakyamuni Buddha is the great holiness who manifested his miraculous power to contain 3,000 great thousand worlds and all the Buddha verses of the 10 directions. Therefore, Sakyamuni Buddha was truly incredible. So the greatest holiness. Where in them all Buddhas are teaching Dharma. Hereby we personally saw and heard. If Grandmaster was Sakyamuni Buddha, so you want to see which Buddha speaking Dharma, I would just sway my sleeve and this Buddha would appear and speaking Dharma on you. And then whichever Buddha you invoke, that Buddha would appear, and whichever Bodhisattva would appear. Samantabhadra Bodhisattva, come and appear inside my sleeve, or Manjushri Bodhisattva appear inside my sleeve. And sure enough, they do. And then you see them. All of you will see them. Wow, oh my heavens, that would be incredible. Once I showed this You want to see your grandma? But yes, during Bardur deliverance, you want to see your grandma? And I open my sleeve and look, your grandma is right there. And sure enough, she did. In the past, when I helped people performing Bardur deliverance, that happened. And we didn't have that many people then. Someone saw that. Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva holding his staff with 3 knocks, that his dead son walked from in front of the Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva, and the mother saw the passing son and cried so hard, and they hugged each other and cried. When I was performing the Bardur deliverance, people could see they hug his son. You saw. Back then, at the Siarlichang temple, I have sat on the Dharma throne. Close your eyes now, and you can see your ancestors. I did say that. Close your eyes, and you see your ancestors, and see if they appear for you. And that person, when I performed Bardur deliverance at the Seattle temple, that was the first time I said, let your ancestors appear and met you. Therefore, Grandmaster only had the miraculous power of the small holiness. I'm a witness to it. Okay, that's fine. She's very emotional. Okay, it's fine. Amitabha. Okay, I know. It's good that you provided the witness. In the past, in the Taichung city, at the 39th Li Xing Road in Taichung, Taiwan, I performed Bardo deliverance. And at the cooperative New Village, there was a food business who had a son who died young, and she wanted to see her son. So I asked the son to be brought by Siddhikapa Bodhisattva for her to see, and then they hugged each other and cried really hard, and it really happened. Yongrong Food Company, and my house was next to it. But now everything has changed. I don't know where they moved now. We already moved too. So when I was performing Bardo deliverance over there, then whichever you want to see, I would just raise my hand to let you see, and sure enough, you could see it. So I use the power of the Golden Mother. Golden Mother, please help me so everyone can see. That was called the meeting of the living and the dead. So the living person can see the deceased. So in the future, let's do it again. The meeting of the living and the dead. Like before in Taipei, now we call it the Freedom Square. We had Mahotara Heruka that is specifically for curing illnesses, and there were many people providing witnesses. Many illnesses were cured, and let's do another great ceremony for curing illness. So the tumors and cancers on your body will be all eradicated. And let's do another ceremony for the meeting of the living and the dead. And I can make all the beings in the netherworld, your ancestors, to appear for you to see. So I witness your great holiness, miraculous power in manifesting the infinite lands of the 10 directions. Within them, all the Buddhas teaching Dharma hereby personally saw and heard. So Sakyamuni Buddha could manifest all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas so that everybody could see. That's how great Sakyamuni Buddha is. Hereby we personally saw and heard. The Dharma power of the Dharma King is unsurpassed. So the Dharma King referred to Sakyamuni Buddha. He is a true Dharma King, and his Dharma power surpasses all sentient beings, ever generous to all in giving Dharma gifts. And what is Dharma? Wealth. Ever generous in giving all Dharma wealth. So someone provided witness that in the past when Grandmaster performed Badu deliverance, I could invoke all the spirits in the netherworld to show all of you. Thank you. Amitabha. That's about it. Amitabha. In the desert, a really thirsty man kicked on an elegant lamb and can have 3 wishes. One, I have water every day. I can become a Caucasian and then can see the butts of women. And then in a flash, the man became a toilet. This is a joke already told by Master Lian Tong. An elderly man cast his ballot and continued standing at the door. And then they told him to go home, but he said, "No, I want to see the result before I go home." And then the policeman said, "You really care about the result of the election?" And the old man said, "No, sorry." Because I dropped my ID in there. Thank you, everyone. Om Mani Padme Hum.